People often ask me which AI tools are actually worth our time. Today I'm gonna share my experience. I tested 5 different tools and plus GPT, and some of them surprised me, some of them disappointed me, and one of them became my number one. I'm a UX UI designer. I've worked more than 10 years. I designed e-commerce websites, SaaS platforms, and complex applications. And like you, I want to save time, I want better results, and I don't want to spend hours on different tools that don't work. So it's not a sponsored list, it's my honest test drive. My plan was simple. I took one app idea, book an application for a fitness studio. I ran it through 5 AI tools such as Google Stitch, Uizard, Attention Insight, Adobe Firefly, and Lovart. And then I compared them to ChatGPT itself. And my question was simple: which AI tools actually makes me faster as a designer? Let's start with the Google Stitch. Honestly, it nailed it on the first try. The layouts looked clean. I could copy them straight into Figma, and everything was structured with auto layouts. For me, that's a big win, because it saves time and it felt like a proper professional handoff. Next, I tried Uizard. At first I was impressed. It immediately recognized the designs I had copied from Figma, and it let me import them right away. And then it offered to turn each element into a component. At first I didn't see the benefit of that, but I'm sure it's powerful for building interactivity later. Still, the tool has limits. When I uploaded one image with 3 wireframes, Uizard treated it as a one screen with 3 sections, not 3 separate screens. That felt disappointing. One success though, I sketched something simple and Uizard converted it into a wireframe. It worked, but in my opinion, not that useful in real projects. Now let's talk about Attention Insight. This one creates heat maps. It predicts where users are most likely to look or click, and visually it looks convincing. But here's the catch: the clicks are obviously not real. They are generated by AI, and for personal checks I found it interesting, but for client presentations it's tricky. Can you imagine the moment you say these are not actual user clicks? I'm afraid the trust may disappear. So for me, it's a nice tool for private testing, but not something I'd rely on in audits. And Adobe Firefly was a different story. I used it for illustrations, and the results looked quite decent. The pictures are bright, colorful, and ready to use in apps. The one thing I didn't check deeply is whether you can download them in vector format. But if that's possible, that's huge to get scalable assets and skip hours of illustration work. Then I tried Lovart, and honestly, it did a really good job. It created a full brand kit with logo, color palette, and images in just a few minutes. I think I'll actually use this tool, especially when I want to skip the mood board stage and jump straight into a ready-to-test visual direction. And finally, ChatGPT. This one gave me user flows, wireframes, even a full color palette in SVG format. The colors weren't always perfect, not exactly what I choose for a live project, but they looked lively and usable as a starting point. And of course, ChatGPT gave me the prompts and even the idea for this video. That's why for me it remains the number one assistant in my design toolkit. So here's my final conclusion. Each tool has strengths. Some are great at layouts, some at visuals, some at branding, but none of them can replace a designer. And the real power comes when you combine them and when you make the final creative call. So my takeaway is simple. AI won't replace designers, but designers who use AI will replace those who don't. So which of these AI tools do you think is most useful? Please tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. And if you want more honest reviews and real-world UX advice, please hit subscribe, because there is more coming.